box is lap in position.
All right, let's take a look at that. So this will be second lap because with this right here, the first lap, just you don't have warm enough tires. They're too slick. So going into turn 3 here, we just want to set up high, get the car turned as early as possible. You want the revs to never get below like 5K. I know it's hard to see with the glove there. But if you're starting to get below 5K revs, that means you're overslowing the car and your acceleration won't be very good. So you really just want to get through the corner around 5,000 to 6,000 revs, get a car turned as much as possible, and then make the straightest line possible, and that'll be enough. Because short tracks, you don't really care about speed at the line too much. It matters a little bit, but as you'll see here, we're entering the corner like instantly. So brake early. We want to set up a little bit wide here so that we can aim at the yellow line. We're not trying to go particularly shallow into here, so I'm trying just to arc it slightly down here. Now, you see this bump right here? That bump right on the entry there can really mess you up. Make sure that you are braking through that bump and that you're not trying to throttle through it, because if you throttle through it, it's not going to like you. So I want to clip left sides on the yellow. You don't have to... This is a really short corner because this is a tri-oval, so you almost want to think of this as like a kink in a road course. You don't want to think of it as an oval turn. So I'm braking, throttling into the yellow line, and then just driving it straight up. But we can't let it go straight to the wall because turn 2 comes up really quick. So I'm trying to keep the car like a lane off the wall and then just getting as much turn with the steering wheel as I possibly can without losing the rear, because the rear is going to be really slippy right here. So for me, I found that I can hold about 80 or 90% throttle and do this. But once I start turning into the corner, I have to back it down to half, or else the rear just kicks out once you get into this like lane change right here. So half throttle through there, just hold it, and then once you're able to straighten out your wheel coming off the corner, you see how there's a really turned here at half throttle, really turned, and then I start unloading the wheel and go full throttle, aim the car a little bit high. But then once again, I don't have time to get all the way out to the wall because of how short this track is. So now I'm going to go into 3. 3 is the sharpest corner of them all. So it's going to feel a lot longer, more of a turn. What I just like to do is I like to just dive it at the yellow and kind of park it on the yellow almost. So I drag, I start at 50% to slow the car down, back it down to about 15 to 20, get it down to the yellow. Once I get down to the yellow, I get on half throttle, and then you can drive it. This is deceptively wide exit. So once you get down to the yellow, if you time it right, about halfway through the corner, you can get onto half throttle, unload the wheel slowly as you start raising the throttle, and then you just get the car straight and across the finish line. And you should have enough room, enough lanes to do that with. You can see I use up all the real estate here, just almost just aiming it perfectly at the wall and where the wall and the finish line combine. Take a look at that one more time. This is the tough corner here. This is where you have to get the most out of your braking. Get it back down to the drag, turn it into the yellow, then immediately to half throttle, let the car's momentum carry you, get the car loose a little bit to finish the corner, and there we go. All right, now let's take a look at long run. All right, let's talk about long run. So I am clueless here. I'm not gonna lie. What I know is that this is probably gonna be pretty rough on tires, and you wanna just not ask a lot from your car. So what I think is going to be the case is that you're going to want to just stay off of full throttle until you really get back on the straightaways. So once you get into a little race rhythm here, you just plant this on the bottom. You can kind of come up early if you want to, but then just go partial throttle through turn 2. Don't force anything. And then you really just want to make sure you don't overdrive turn 3. And not overdrive the exit turn 3. I think pushing for lap time here is going to be pretty bad on tires. You see I'm just kind of not even worrying about the wall at this point. You probably want to go a little higher than I did off of 4. Or I guess that's 3, sorry. But you can see this car kind of gets into a bit of a rhythm. Don't overdrive 3 like that. That's really risky. For no reason. There's like no speed to be had. You can arc it a bit into 1. Arcing into 1 is good, because then you can kind of make it a really straight corner. Then partial throttle 2. And then 3. Just don't overdrive it. Keep it on that yellow almost the entire way. Drive it full throttle. Only when you can get the car straight. You don't have to worry about getting down to the yellow line on turn 2 if your car doesn't want to go there. That was a little bit too... So you see what happens when I overdrive? It's easy to overdrive because everything happens so fast. So let's work on not overdriving turn 3 here. I'm just going to try to look ahead to turn 3. I know I'm going to make it here. Okay, brake early enough. Yeah. It's so much better on the tires if you don't overdrive turn 3. You see, I'm pretty consistent. That was a miss. There's some bumps on the entry of 1 there. Ooh, dang it. Oh, that wasn't good. There are some bumps on the entry of turn 1 there that can really get your car going straight. So you just got to commit to the brake if you hit those bumps. But yeah, it looks like it should wear pretty evenly, even with a little spin there. I think that you just want to stay on the bottom and make sure not to overdrive entry in turn 3 specifically. But other than that, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all on the track.